What do you mean I'm in the new Papa Meat video? Someone just sent me the screenshot. What is... A lot of stuff going on. First of all, Funko lost their CEO earlier this week. Thrilljoy is in the trenches with the people of the Shire, or maybe it's Mordor. I don't know which one. And Papa Meat put out a new video, and apparently I make a cameo at some point. So I'm going to get into all of that. First of all, what is going on with Thrilljoy and the quest for the one figure to rule them all? I almost said Funko. Oh my God. This is the figure, by the way. I have one. This is Frodo. And it's limited to 7,500 pieces. And, well, a lot of people are unhappy because what Thrilljoy did is this figure has mystery packaging, right? And there is a chance to pull the regular Frodo or the 1 in 6 chase or the super duper duper limited 1 of 1. And the crazy thing about the super duper duper limited 1 of 1 is that it has a redemption value of a once in a lifetime, all expenses paid trip for 2 to New Zealand, to the Shire, to Hobbitsville or whatever it's called, to stay in Bilbo's house or something and get like a full movie set tour and like the works. So this big expensive trip, really big expensive trip. And all you got to do is get one of these bad boys and then like be the lucky number 1 that pulls it. And here's the crazy thing, because of gambling laws or sweepstakes laws and stuff like that, they are unable to sell this figure. So by law, they have to give this figure away. So they worked out a deal with Hot Topic where every Hot Topic rewards member is able to walk into a store starting yesterday, I believe, walk into a store, punch in your phone number and get a free Frodo, a free one. And you might pull the common, or they call it a hero, but you know, you might pull the common or you might pull the chase. You might not pull the 1 of 1, and I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, you're gonna get a free Frodo, and that's how the deal goes. That's how it was marketed. Now the big hiccup was with the 1 of 1. There's a lot of unknowns about taking a 1 of 1 figure and distributing it out to however many hundreds of Hot Topics there are across the nation, and then confirming that somebody found it, confirming that they redeemed it, and so on, and also confirming that no employees tampered with it or that it didn't get crushed or lost or damaged or what have you. A number of things could have gone wrong with this figure in transit. So, to make sure this was a randomly selected winner, Hot Topic and Thrilljoy came together and they thought the best method would be to put all of the Hot Topic stores, all the store numbers, the locations in a hat and randomly draw a store. So that's, you know, let's say there's 500 Hot Topics in the United States. I don't know how many there are. 500 Hot Topics in the United States. They all have a number. They put all those stores numbers in a hat. They do this random drawing. They pull it out and it says Las Vegas, Nevada. Not just Las Vegas, but specifically the Hot Topic store in a specific mall in a specific part of Las Vegas. So Thrilljoy and Hot Topic say, okay, that's where the 1 of 1 is going to go. So Karissa, who is the head of marketing at Thrilljoy, who sort of created this whole idea. It's sort of based on like the Willy Wonka and the golden ticket thing, which I'll get into in a minute. Sort of this Willy Wonka idea of like the quest for like this super rare item. And so it had been decided that they, since this store in Las Vegas was randomly selected, Karissa would go to that store and oversee the process to make sure that it does get pulled and it doesn't just sit on a shelf for the next 2 years collecting dust, and that somebody actually does redeem it, and that they make sure that they take all the proper steps to make sure it doesn't go to a family member or to like any nefarious things, any way that it could be rigged. The whole purpose of her overseeing this was so that it would not be rigged. However, the internet is not that smart. So what happened was only like 3 people, I've been told, only like 3 people showed up to this store at opening at this Las Vegas location. So Carissa's there. The 1 of 1 figure is there. And the first person who walked in the door, randomly, like whoever walked in the door first, they got it and they pulled it. Here's a video.
He's got the one in white.
So if you're like me, or many people, to be honest, and you just see this video with no other context, looks a little bit fishy. You're wondering what the heck is going on? Why is she there? How did she know it would be there? There's a lot to be imagined, right? And the comment sections were just like, you know, conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory. Now, you don't have to believe whatever you want to believe, right? I'm not going to tell you what to believe. It seems to me like Thrilljoy and Hot Topic intentionally went through a process and a series of steps. They intentionally went through a series of steps to prevent the suspicion that it was rigged or that it was unfair. They randomly selected a store, and then it randomly went to the first person who walked in the store. Like there was no announcements. Nobody was given any secret info. If they had pulled a Hot Topic store in Florida, she would have gone to Florida. If they had pulled a Hot Topic store in Connecticut, she would have gone to Connecticut. It happened to be this store in Las Vegas. So she went to Las Vegas. She overseen the whole process. And yeah, the internet was not happy. A lot of people are saying that it's rigged. I don't understand. Listen, I'm not out here just mindlessly defending Thrilljoy and saying they did everything perfect. I think there's a lot that went wrong. I think there's a lot of ways that this could have been handled differently. However, this is the first time anything like this has been done, first of all. And there's not, you know, there is a lot of unknown. Like I said, what if the box never showed up? What if it was crushed? What if an employee tampered with it? There's like a lot of things that can go into it. Let's say all of this is just how it happened. It's a randomly selected store and a random person got it. It's a free figure and it's a free trip to New Zealand. I don't know how it would benefit Thrilljoy to rig this in any way. It seems like the person who won is not affiliated with the company or anybody. Like, I don't think anybody would have been happy no matter what. You know what I mean? If it went to like a big collector who posts about Thrilljoy every single day, somebody who like is like a huge like super fan, people would have said, "Oh, that looks rigged. He's a big super fan, so they're rewarding him for being a super fan." But in this case, it went to somebody who had never collected Thrilljoy before, and apparently he didn't even know how to open the box. You have to like pull the tab, there's shrink wrap on it and all this thing. Apparently he didn't even know how to open the box and he was kind of confused. People said he looked uninterested. So if it's rigged, why give it to somebody who's uninterested, right? There's all these things. If it went to somebody who has a YouTube channel, then they would say it went to an influencer, right? If it went to somebody who's a super fan and posts about Thrilljoy all the time, it's rigged. If it went to somebody who's not a fan, it's also rigged, apparently. If it had, like, there's so many instances where I think in every single scenario, people are going to complain. I think that's just how it goes. And people will say all day long that if it was like this, they wouldn't complain. But then I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I mentioned Willy Wonka earlier. In the movie Willy Wonka, he knew where the tickets were. He knew where all 5 of the golden tickets were. How do I know he knew where the golden tickets were? Because he sent an employee to oversee he sent an employee to oversee the process and then speak to each one of the winners. Mr. Wilkinson, who was disguised as Slugworth, who was a competitor to Willy Wonka. The real Slugworth is a competitor. Mr. Wilkinson was pretending to be Slugworth. If you've seen the movie, you know this. Mr. Wilkinson showed up at all 5 locations when they were pulled or shortly after they were pulled, and he spoke to all 5 of the kids to bribe them into spying on Wonka as a moral test. And of course, Charlie was the only person that actually passed the test. He was there when Veruca Salt pulled the ticket, like immediately when she pulled it, and he was there in the alleyway immediately when Charlie pulled it. Wonka knew where they were, so I'm not saying that makes this better or worse. That's not the purpose of saying that. I just thought it was a funny comparison because I do know that Karissa was heavily inspired by Willy Wonka to create this giveaway experience, very much like the Wonka tour thing. So yeah, Wonka also sent an employee to oversee the drawings of all of these, and he also knew where they all were. And maybe they were randomly selected in the movie. I'm not going to get into all that, but Thrilljoy did randomly select this figure or this store out of a hat, and it just went to somebody random that I don't know who he is. I didn't recognize him. Did you? Give me a reason why it's rigged. Give me one reason why it's rigged or how that would benefit anybody. to be honest. I don't want to talk about this anymore. If you want to hear the whole story, you want to hear all of Karissa's explanation, the Gasselcast did a great job covering this, and they uploaded a video with an interview with Karissa herself, and I will link it in the description, and you can learn all about that. But let's move on to Funko losing their CEO, because this is big news. Cynthia Williams has only been at Funko for like a year, maybe a little bit longer than a year. I've met her a couple times. I made a TikTok with her at New York Comic Con last year. Me and Tristan did. And then I saw her a lot at Fun Days. I like her. I like her attitude. I like her personality. She's really easy to talk to. She's really friendly. I think she really cares about Funko. I've heard a lot of people say this, and I can definitely see it. No, she's not Brian Mariotti. She's not Mike Becker. I think we understand that. And she has a different energy, but I don't think it's a bad energy. It's just different. You know what I mean? And she really seemed like she was trying her best and very interested in the success of Funko. And I think it's a really big burden to oversee a company like this, especially with a community like this where you're put under a microscope and you really can't seem to do anything right. Here is a little snippet of Cynthia Williams from Fun Days.
I don't know about you, but I love talking about my fandoms, and I bet you do too.
And it's funny because Steven Glickman, who you may know from Big Time Rush, but he was like emceeing that weekend. I don't think he knew a lot about Funko or a lot about Cynthia or a lot about, Funko's history. So he incorrectly introduced her by saying she was the reason Funko exists, which is like, obviously that's like Mike Becker, and there's like 25 years of history of Funko that came before Cynthia Williams, but he incorrectly referred to her as the reason Funko exists, and she was quick to correct him. I think she handled it great, but let me play the clip.
The human being that brought all of us here together, the reason why Funko exists in the first place. Let's give it up for one of the most incredible people on the planet, the CEO of Funko, Cynthia Williams!
Thank you, that's so nice. I appreciate it. But he's wrong. I am not why Funko exists. You are why Funko exists. Oh my God, it's so great to see so many fanatics here today. You are why we do what we do every day. As a company, we think about you in every decision we make, and we think about how to bring more people into this community.
So here is the official statement from Funko, their press release details. Funko announces appointment of Michael Lunsford as interim chief executive officer. Michael Lunsford he's not a new CEO. This is a interim CEO. He is temporarily filling the shoes of that role, and this is not the first time he's done it. He actually, I think it was 2023 to 2024, before Cynthia was hired. After Brian Mariotti left, Michael Lunsford came in and was temporarily the CEO for a little bit, and then Cynthia came in and as the official CEO. But anyway, so yeah, Michael Lunsford is not the new CEO. This is a temporary position, and he has done this before. Here we go. So the board of directors thanks Cynthia for her many accomplishments during her tenure at Funko. We believe a change in leadership is necessary to deliver full shareholder value. It's always about the shareholders. You know what I mean? Shady. It should be about the collectors. And we believe Mike's appointment positions us accordingly. Mike is experienced in leading several companies, including Funko, through successful corporate transitions. The board has asked Mike to help us realize the full potential of the business, including helping to identify a new CEO, accelerating our organic growth, and exploring all financial and strategic options of the business. I believe we have yet to achieve the full potential of Funko, says Lunsford. I don't really care about what Lunsford has to say. I get it. It's business. Business is business. Business is business. But to be all about, financial and strategic options for the business and stuff, I don't know what the full potential is, right? Like Michael Lunsford here is saying, we've yet to achieve the full potential for Funko. What is the full potential? What is the full potential of Funko? What does Michael Lunsford believe is the full potential of Funko? And what are the next steps to getting there, to whatever that potential is? I don't know. Okay, now, the moment you've all been waiting for. I don't know. This video is getting really long. Papa Meat. I'm not a Papa Meat watcher. I'm not a Meat Canyon guy. To be honest, I didn't really know who he was until recently. But I apparently in his new video, and he has 3 million subscribers, which is a heck of a lot more than mine. And I watched this video. Let's take a look at this clip real fast. What is this thumbnail? Oh, I'm scared. I'm a little nervous. Let me see.
People have entire booths of Funko Pops. There's no way they're selling them. And these booths that people have that are huge, how are you moving that much product?
All it takes is one, baby. One big Funko Pop.
Sell the golden goose. Yeah.
Okay, that was kind of funny. He used a clip of one of my shorts, but he did a voiceover, and he sort of made it like it's part of the video.
All it takes is one, baby.
All it takes is one baby. One big Funko Pop. Like, that's what I was doing in my video, was transitioning the little Groot to the big Groot. And I like that he kind of included that in his video. That's pretty funny. Let me see. This is a 28-minute video, by the way. The worst thing ever made. 28 minutes talking about Funko Pops.
I mean, other examples include YouTuber Top Pops.
Top Pops? Hang on a second. Tristan.
Yes.
Did you see the new Meat Canyon video, the Papa Meat?
I did. He was nicer than I expected, honestly.
You're in it. There's a whole segment on Top Pops. How does that make you feel?
I didn't think it was too bad. I watch his videos all the time.
I think you're going to be famous, dude.
Yeah.
I'm honored. I got to say, Papa Meat. Somebody, your editor, you checked out my channel, at least. It's not, it's not a lot, but it's something. Oh, that's fun. That was a fun video. Anyways, yeah. Papa Meat. I think that's all of my thoughts for today. Yeah, so let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. I know I talked a lot about this Thrilljoy, a lot about Frodo here. Funko, the future of Funko, the CEO. Me and Papa Meat, we're like this now. I'm about to go watch Superman right now. So these are my pre-theater expectations, or my pre-theater thoughts. All the trailers I've seen look great. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been avoiding as many spoilers as possible. I'm not the biggest Superman fan in the world. I'm not like the biggest Superman guy. But I am really looking forward to this movie. It looks fun. I'm not a hard guy to impress, but I have been a little underwhelmed with a lot of recent films coming out of the MCU and the DC universe also. So we'll see. I do like James Gunn. I'm not like the biggest James Gunn fan in the world, but like the Guardians movies are fun. The Suicide Squad movie was fun. So I'm looking forward to Superman. I think it's gonna be a good time. We will find out. I will touch back with an update. And then the last thing I have to leave you with is San Diego Comic-Con coming up at the end of this month. If you are going to be at SDCC, I will be there. It will be my first time ever. First time at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited. If you're going to be there, let's hang out. Come say hi. Come. I'll be covering, a lot of footage. I'll be covering the convention. And if you want to be in a video, come say hi, and we'll become friends. We'll be like me and Papa Meat, and we'll hang out. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Remember to collect what you love what you collect, and thanks for watching.